Okay.
Hi, Erin Frame, Realtor with Long Realty, and I am here today with LaDawn Shocklee-Cox. She is with Ribbons and Bows Gifts. Very excited to have her here today. She has actually done several amazing closing gifts for me and my business. So, of course, when I started this community website, I thought what a great person to talk to so she can maybe explain a little bit more about how she got into this business. And I know there's a lot of kind of things she has to go through, like certifications, I think, and stuff to kind of, keep her active in this and fresh. So I just want to start out by saying, hi, how are you?
Hi, fine. Thanks, Erin. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm very
excited to be here. Kind of nervous too, but I'm okay. It's 9 something in the morning. So I'm like, okay, I can do this.
I'll say it's funny. She's nervous that she can interview like a champ, interview other people, but it's very different when you're being interviewed. I totally understand that. So
that is true. We do a weekly live on Thursdays at 10 a.m. And sometimes it's really short, sometimes it's really long, but we've taken to starting to have guests on our show, and it's been very popular, which is really fantastic. And it's a lot of fun. It is hysterical at times because we're trying to finagle. We'll meet up somewhere and we just kind of go with it. So whatever the circumstances are, and sometimes we've got wind blowing and we can't find tables, and it's so fun.
I think that's the best thing about it. I obviously do the lowdown video with Ian, and I think the best part is just not caring if it's perfect, because none of us are perfect.
No.
So I think I think I told you that even. Who cares if you mess up, right?
Right. And and one of the things that I find is that it makes you more personable. Yeah. And that's really important, especially when you're doing business to business or you're buying from somebody local. The more that you can kind of understand them and kind of view their personality, the more personal it becomes, and the more that you learn to understand why they're doing what they're doing and how they're doing it. And it becomes kind of like a part of you, which is emotional connection is one of the reasons why people buy. I mean, that's
absolutely
that's it.
And I think it's so important. And I notice that you do that on your videos is, getting to know the person. It's not, there's so much that goes into like what I do, but also what you do. So let's talk a little bit about how you started your business. Like, how long have you been in business?
Oh gosh, it's been a long time. It depends on how you look at that, really. And I know that sounds like really vague, but I actually I was getting everything ready back in 2010 to start doing all of this. I had my business license, I had everything set up. And then after my mother passed away in 2011, I had to switch gears temporarily until I could get started. And I started kind of doing a little bit of half-time there, but I was traveling mostly because I was helping my father with his craft business, and we were on the road every weekend. So I was totally and completely devoted to that because my mother was the backbone of that business. And without her, my father was completely lost. So that took up a lot of my time. So once he decided to retire from that in late 2015, and my kids were in their senior year of high school, I'm like, okay, let's do this. So we did part-time, and then we kicked it up about, it's been about 4 years now that we're really full-time, and we're doing a lot of business. Actually.
So your dad's involved? Is that what you're saying? Your dad's
No,
involved?
I was involved in his business until he retired. Right now, my father is, he is having a lot of health issues, and so that's kind of another shift in life as well. So
it is,
we're just kind of doing the best.
Kind of a year for that. I'm making
it all work.
Oh my gosh, like shake it off, So now I remember when I first met you, we met at Starbucks and we had a total brain session, whatever, brainstorming session. You had told me that you do actually, like, you go to conferences and you do kind of learn like different types of, and there's actually what is it called? There's actually a name for
it's a certification. It's a certified gift designer, which I have been a certified gift designer for, what was this, 2020? No, 2015. So about 5 years.
Wow.
I have been attending convention. We are in our, I want to say 10th, 11th going on 11 annual convention, and I've attended all but 3. So I've been to 8.
Wow. Well,
And it's
that's
every
awesome.
August, and I learned so much. Well, I value education, and I value keeping up with skills, because one, you don't want to get stale in your own design, and you don't want to get stale in your own business, but 2, it brings more value to my clients.
Absolutely.
And that's really, really important to me, is bringing more value, giving them more options, and giving them the quality that they deserve and that they're paying for. So that's why I do what I do. And I'm always learning about something to make things better for my client.
Wonderful. And, you know, I was going to say just a few things I know you do. So you obviously do gift baskets. And as I mentioned in the beginning, she does a lot of closing gifts for people who are home buyers or home sellers. So, and she'll do them on all different scales. So she'll just ask me, hey, you know, how much do you want to spend? Is it you know, like for example, recently I had a college student. And so in the past, I'm always about giving wine because I love my wine, you know. So, you know, even bubbly water, like a carbonated fun toasting thing, I just didn't feel might be right for who he was. So you put together this great gift that was absolutely what I would want for a 19-year-old, you know, U of A college student.
One thing we did do in there is we used a local sparkling water. Actually, sparkling water is really fantastic for the underage scene, I guess.
Or the non-drinkers. I know lots of those.
The non-drinkers.
Yeah.
And even those who don't like alcohol. Sparkling water is wonderful. And we use purely Sedona, which is out of Sedona. So it is a local product. We really, really like it. The flavor's fantastic. It's very nicely packaged, so it goes really well with so many things. So yeah, it's a really great option.
And I love how you use local. And that's one thing I've always talked about when I sell you to somebody else. I'm like, it's not just about making a beautiful basket. I mean, there's so much of it is, you know, incorporating local products, which is, I think, so important these days for so many reasons. So tell me a little bit about maybe some of the local products that you support.
Oh gosh, we are adding all the time. Some of our really base vendors that we use, and some of them are very, very popular and most people have heard of, but we like to use Popcorn Country. Really great. They have a great shop, but they are great to work with. They have a great variety of flavors, and their packaging is fantastic. So we use them a lot. Let's see, we use this company, which is called Barabites. And they make 2 different flavors. I'm always talking about them. And actually they're not that far away from me, but they make these fantastic chocolates. They're dark chocolate with real fruit. It's not corn syrup and fruit and all these artificial flavors. This was actually developed by a pair of sisters that live here in town. And actually they are related. Their mother is the owner of the Urban Grove, which some of you may have heard of, off of Oracle and Orange Grove. So it's very, very family oriented. Then we also use Carolina's chocolate. I'm like, oh, how do I get this to go? So you can see it. I'm turning it sideways. Oh, see, if I'm not facing it, it's not working for me.
You're doing great.
Not doing well backwards. Carolina's chocolate is out of Mesa, and the chef behind this is Lisa Toon, and she has oh gosh, I think this is one of about 4 other varieties, and these are based on recipes from her grandmother, and these are actual pictures of her grandmother.
Oh, you did a good job there.
Her great grandmother. Oh, yay. This one I love. It's called Spicy Sonoran. It's has that cinnamon cayenne flavor in it, and it is just to die for. And the chocolate is smooth.
Oh my God.
Smooth.
I'm gonna have to buy
we also use these are lemon shortbread cookies. These are out of Phoenix. They also make different crackers that we use.
How fun.
Sides to them.
It's just fun.
And
I bet you love finding new products and, like, you know, talking to people, and of course sampling, I'm sure is fun too.
Sampling, well, you know, and that's something that people don't really kind of keep in mind, because when you're going to, and this is my big pet peeve. I'll share my big pet peeve. You go to Costco, you go to Sam's Club, you go to all the big stores that are selling like holiday gifts, right? and they may be really inexpensive. They fit your budget, whatever, and whatever other parameters you have for yourself. Well, you get it, you give it to your friend, you give it to yourself, it doesn't matter. And then they taste the product and it's either stale or it tastes horrible, or there's something else that's just not right with it.
It's not special either. Yeah.
It is, well, it's not special, but it's also not fresh.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we take pride in because we want it to be fresh.
Mm-hmm.
We want it to be the best quality possible. And we taste test all the products because we don't want anything disgusting. Yeah. Chances are, if we don't like it, our clients aren't going to like it either. So it is really important to us to have that, to taste test all the things that we have in stock, because we want to make sure that our clients like it. If you're going to spend the money on a gift to give to whoever it may be, a colleague, a client, we want to make sure that you are, because it's going to be your face that's going to be showing, not mine, not the rest of my company. And they're going to go, oh, Erin, this was terrible.
Yeah.
And they're going to remember you for it being terrible. And we don't want that to happen.
No, I would hate that.
That is not how we want to show our clients, and we don't want our clients to have that with theirs.
So give people out there a couple ideas of, types, like things that you can do for them. So obviously you could put some kind of a Christmas gift together, or like I've mentioned, a closing gift. What are some ideas?
Okay, so let's go with this one. I was showing this to you earlier. Okay, so this is a cute little jute bag. It's burlap, jute, whatever you want to call it. It's got a little mini bar board in the back, some snacks, crackers, cheese, and what you will notice is that you probably have never seen this type of label before, and that's because we can private label cheese, sausage, let's see what else, crackers, a whole bunch of other stuff.
And what that means, like if you had my label, you could put it on there.
Exactly, and I've been itching to do that.
That's the next thing, by the way.
I'm like, ooh.
I just got my new branding, so.
Yes, I saw that, and I'm like, oh, this is super cute.
Yeah.
So we can do that, and we also print ribbon. So we can do printed ribbon with your logo, with your private message, personal private message, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
We also do a lot of other things, individual type items, and I'll show you one of the things that we do. We have this exclusive, I don't know if you can see it, you can probably see my face through it, but we designed this.
Oh, good.
And this is the Tucson Skyline. It's exclusive to us.
Can you do it on a coffee cup? Because that would be the coolest coffee cup ever.
I can. Actually, what we're doing is we're expanding to do more personalized items, including, and we actually have a small cutting board that has this same Tucson design, but we're going to be doing some towels, and we do have coffee cup capabilities. So we're doing a lot of personalized gifts.
That'd be cool.
When it comes to, and it could cross the line into promotional items, but when it comes to that kind of thing, and you're wanting more than just maybe 2 or 3, that's when I'd say, you need to go ahead and talk to your promo person about that.
That's
because you're going to need a lot more, and you can get a better deal with them.
So now if somebody was to say after seeing this, hey, I want her to make some stuff for me, like what's the best way to get in touch with you? And of course, at the very end, and I'm not asking for like your phone number and things, but I mean, is it, I mean, at the end I will, but right now, so they would reach out, you would ask them for a budget, kind of a general idea of what they're looking for, correct?
Right.
Okay.
The process pretty much is somebody can go to my website at rnbgifts.com. There is a contact us form that they can fill out, which is actually funny because that's how you and I kind of started. You filled that out, and that's how our conversation got started.
I think I found you on LinkedIn also. I mean, random.
Yes, we are on LinkedIn. We're on Facebook, and we're on Instagram. We're also on Alignable, so we're trying that out a little bit. We've been on there for a while, but so it's a little process there because it's so different from all the other platforms. But you can get a hold of us on any of those platforms. You can contact us via email. So my email address is LaDawn@rnbgifts.com.
And all of this, by the way, on the back screen at the end of this, we'll have all of your contact information.
Right. But what we pretty much do is we'll ask you how many you need, when you need it. whether or not you want it shipped or you want to ship it yourself. And I will come back to that in just a moment. And we do ask you for your budget. And that's one of the big questions that I get a lot is, okay, well, can you do something for, $15? Well, I could. Or what's your price range? Well, what's your budget?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my answer to that, because it really depends on what your needs are and where that falls in. And I will be honest with you. I get questions about, okay, well, am I going too low? Am I going too high? And especially for realtors, that's a big, big question, because they're not sure. A lot of times they're not really sure about what's appropriate. So we do a little bit of guidance on that too.
You did with me, that's for sure. And, honestly, I mean, even like, I've had, I think one of them, it was like 150, I want to say, but that was a special one for me. And that's more than I would normally spend, but it was a friend. And you had a beautiful, like marble,
that was one of my favorites.
It was gorgeous. And I have pictures and it's gorgeous. One thing that LaDawn does too, that I love, is that especially, as a realtor, she will tag you in her posts, like as she makes things for you. So she's also giving you exposure, which is something I'm working on. I need to start tagging you in my closing gifts. My problem is I don't give those right away sometimes, and then when I finally do, it's kind of like, oh my gosh. And then I don't want to post it because they're going to know it's their gift coming up. So.
And that is hard. I kind of did a boo-boo with that with one of my clients. I posted the gift and he's like, can you take that down? You can post it later, because I haven't told anybody yet. I'm like, oh, sorry.
That's so true.
So I did that a lot of times. And so I'm making a point to actually ask beforehand, hey, can I post this? A lot of people are just like, yeah, that's fine.
Because nowadays everybody's on everyone's social media, and it's so different than it used to be. And it's always a question, do you want your clients on your, of course you do. I mean, transparency, right? So,
well, and it's good business practice, to be honest with you, because that way it's not that you're butting into their life, but you can also use it as opportunities to re-engage with them and reconnect with them based on the special events and things that are going on in their life too. So that's one really important aspect of having your clients in your social media.
Absolutely. Is there anything else you want to tell us about your business that we don't know? All right.
I'm going to come back to that point I said I will come back to. With COVID, things have changed in terms of the way that we deliver.
Mm-hmm.
We are not delivering to residents for the foreseeable future. And that's because when we do deliver to residents, we have to require a signature, which means that I don't feel comfortable with that. And I don't think that residents will feel comfortable with that in the personal homes. So we will only ship gifts to residents. We will deliver to businesses, and that's primarily because if you go to your business, you have to feel well. You have to be well in order to be there. So there's a little bit of a more safety factor there. So if you are a business and you are needing your gifts, we can deliver those to you.
Right.
But we can also ship to all your clients too. So
perfect.
Either one. It's a good choice.
Yeah, COVID has just changed everything. That's for sure. But hey, look,
it has
business. So
it has changed, but more people are supporting local now more than ever. There was a movement building before COVID, and now it's really gaining momentum because we're seeing so many people in our community stressed.
Oh, absolutely. And that's kind of why I decided to sponsor this park bench for the foothills. Because I really do want to get I really do care about the community, and I do want to get the word out about local businesses. I know you're not living directly in the Catalina foothills, but I know you do a lot of work with realtors and things like that in the Catalina foothills. So I really, I'm just going to add you. I'm going to add your page to the site. This interview will post to that. You can upload photos. You can get reviews on there. You can have promotions on there. There's all kinds of different things that you can do. So like I said, I'm doing my best to kind of hopefully help people in the community as much as I can. So that's what this whole park bench is about. And I'm so glad
we appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. So I guess that's about it. Unless are we missing anything?
I don't think so.
No. You have to, like I said, I'm going to post her website. It's going to have, samples of things that she does. One last thing is that she always does send me a photo of it before she wraps it up usually, so I can approve or not approve it. She makes it super easy with payment. Everything is just seamless. And she meets me at the Starbucks. And
yes, that's our spot.
What was that? It's our spot.
It's our spot.
Yeah, I was going to say it's where I scare you. I knocked on her back window last week. She jumped out of her skin. I felt so bad. So,
oh no, that happens to me a lot.
It was fun.
But and it's funny too, because I do work out of my home. And I do a lot of business out of my home. So what I like to do is either deliver to a business, but for sometimes I have to meet my clients at Starbucks or somewhere else. And I do a lot of parking lot covert operation. That's what I call my covert
got out and I was
operations.
like in pajamas because I was on a call and I was late. I'm like, thank goodness I literally live 3 minutes from there, or I'd be really late every time. I'm not late as a realtor though, just so you know. Okay, so I guess that's about it. So like I said, once this is all put together, you'll have all of our contact information. I'm excited. I just want to thank you so much for taking the time today.
Oh, thank you, Erin. I appreciate it.
Okay, bye guys. See ya.
Bye.